You ready?
Yep.
All right. Appreciate y'all being here to cover us. Not our best today. Frustrating performance. It's on me. Starts with me. Ends with me. I got to have our guys more prepared to play better football. You know, Felt like hats off to Ole Miss. Really, really good football team. Really well coached team. Lane and his staff did a tremendous job getting ready for the game today. I thought we were emotionally ready. I just thought early they took the football, pace of the play. We didn't really handle some of the pace tempo stuff they did, and we just didn't execute. You got to capitalize on certain things in a game like this to have an opportunity to win, and we did not. We self-inflicted too many times. Hate it for our team, hate it for the guys. We all have to be better. And like I said, it starts with me, and we'll get back at it. Look, I can promise this: we'll watch this game on video tonight on the plane going back, and get focused on conference play moving forward. But we're going to sit in this one and let it hurt for a little while because it should. So with that, we'll open it up.
Passing game. How much of this, how much that factor into what try to do?
Yeah, they smothered us in coverage. I felt like at times I thought they were really sticky in coverage, and they did a good job putting bodies on bodies. We didn't play good in the throw game. Sometimes it's not just the quarterback. Sometimes it's the receiver. Sometimes it's lineman or a tight end or a back in protection. Like there's a lot of things that went into it, but we did not throw and catch the football like we did last week for sure. And these guys played really good sticky coverage. They were attached to us well most of the day, and we didn't create opportunities for ourselves.
Obviously, you had to make Aaron Graham out of line.
Yeah.
Were you sure? I mean, practice that way this week, but did you know he wasn't going to play going?
No, it was a game time decision. He practiced. He did Thursdays walk through. He did Fridays run through. We thought there was a chance. Came out pregame and just couldn't quite do it. I think he'll be back, but
Leg with him?
yeah, it's a little ankle. Yeah, like I think I feel pretty confident he'll be back next week, but we'll see.
Coach, what did Chandler do to give you such problems today?
Yeah, well, he's a really good football player. He's very crafty. He's quick. Like, and everything he does has got quickness. Whether it be decision making, throwing the football, whether it be running the football. He's short. He's got great short area quickness. He makes fast decisions. He's one of those guys that like he's just kind of aggravating when you're on the other side. Like he gets just sort of gritty, extra yardage. I have a lot of respect for him. I really do. I think, everybody made a big deal about Simmons not playing. I'm like, well, did you watch Six play last week? He's pretty good. Like, he'd be a starter for a lot of people in college football, and I'm really, really impressed with him. I think for him to have been here just, I guess, since June or whatever it is, he looks very comfortable and very confident. You can tell he's played a lot of football just by his instinctive play and his naturalness. Very impressive player. We didn't manage him very well at all.
I'm shot you had was on the first drive of the second. Got down there, I think at second.
Yeah.
Next thing Thursday didn't go too well.
Yeah, yeah.
That changed.
Yeah, it took the air out of you a little bit. I thought the thing I was most pleased with in the game, I'm still frustrated with all of it, but the third quarter, our guys came out and fought. Like I told them, I'm like, guys, your character's revealed when things aren't going good, not when it is going good. Like, and right now things aren't going very good at halftime. Like, can't fix anything that's already happened. All you can do is move forward. And I thought we responded by coming out and competing. But then you get down in the red zone, you got to score there. You can't get to the 4 yard line or 5 yard line. And we had to go for it at that point. We're not kicking a field goal. I mean, I think it's 23-3, right? Like kicking a field goal is kind of like conceding at that point. If you do that, that's like saying you're okay getting beat by less. I want to try to compete and get back in the game. And we just couldn't capitalize there. And when you don't do that, the momentum swings back their way.
Coach, I know you said that Shambo looks very comfortable today, but him only playing one game over here at Ole Miss, how much that factor into the difficulty preparing for?
Yeah, I mean, we had last week's game to go off of, and we know what they do offensively. They do a lot of really good things, it's challenging. But I think the biggest challenge is you go into the week not knowing, hey, is it going to be 6 or 13? Off of last week's tape, I thought, man, 6 played really good. I'm not saying 13 hadn't played good, but I was like, man, I would probably be shocked if we didn't see 6 off what I saw in the Arkansas game. I'm like, that guy's a really good football player. think 13 is too. 6 is, I think, a special football player, though. That's all I'll say. I mean, he's a high level player.
Quarterback today. That was kind of getting the approach going.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Every week's different. I think, Brennan's got a lot of things he can add to our offense and to our team. Jake's done a lot of great things. We wouldn't have 3 wins right now if it wasn't for Jake. Jake's done some great things too. We'll constantly go into every week and evaluate, all right, what do we have to do to be the best we can be this week? And what personnel gives us that opportunity. You'll continue to see some more 2 quarterback stuff as we go. How we play when it's 1 quarterback system, we'll kind of evaluate as we move into the week next week, just like we do every week.
Coach, you entered this contest undefeated. People were talking about you won this game, maybe get into the top 25. What do you now tell the players? Is this like, hey, we got a long way to go, and this is the tape that shows you we're not even close to where we want to be?
Yeah, there's some of that. I think that's a hurt locker room. I mean, those guys have worked really hard. And they know they didn't perform their best today. And that's everybody. It's me. None of us were at our best today. And that really sucks because we missed an opportunity today. It was a special one. We got conference play starting next week. That's pretty special too. And I will address with them. I already kind of hit on this, but I will address with them that, conference play is the beginning of a new day. And when you get into conference play, conference championships are kind of one of the biggest goals you have every year. And so I think this group will focus and turn our attention towards conference and be ready to attack it and give it everything we got and be ready to go back to work. But I think it becomes back to hey, what did we not do well? Take your hat off to Ole Miss. Good football team, respect them. What did we not do? You know what I mean? They did some good things. I could have told you they were going to make some good plays. That catch number 11, I think it was 11 made on their sideline. Wow, great play, phenomenal play. They went to review it. And I told the guy on our sideline, I'm like, that was a catch. I don't even know why they're reviewing it. It's a catch. I could tell from the other sideline. So, I mean, I knew they were going to make some plays. We have to play better football on our end and just refocus on that.
You mentioned earlier, so there's a reason you want to have a non-conference schedule and play through emotional.
Yeah.
Any factor at all in the way your team played today? And
that's a good question, Gary. I think we looked really slow and tired. Most people through 4 games have probably at least played a game that you might call a drop down game. For us, an FCS game, maybe. We've been in a bunch of we're a team that's played 4 now real football games. And I'm already at the point where I'm looking at our practice schedules and identifying, do I have to shorten practice because of our leg weariness in regards to the snap counts our starters are playing? Because it's not like we've played. I can tell you this, that our starters have played more snaps through 4 games than probably I've ever been around. Because usually you got a game, at least one, when they might play a half or 3. We've had to play every snap. And so I'm trying to work through that and identify what can we do to make sure we're fast and fresh. I've tried to do everything we could practice-wise this week to offset that. It did not look like enough to me because we looked there were some that weren't even double moves that were just go balls, and we looked kind of slow on. May have been because Ole Miss is really fast, but we didn't look like we were playing to the best speed we could. And I'm just kind of racking my brain for what can we do to help our players be maybe fresher or faster.
The first open day comes after next week's game.
Yeah.
What's the challenge going to be? Is it good that it's kind of a conference opener because that's kind of a refresher?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll get our attention that it's conference play, but we're a team. I'm going to be honest, we are a worn down. We got a lot of guys with bumps and bruises at this point. There was a lot of modifications for individual players this week at practice because we've played really physical football games, and it shows right now. We're tested, but we're also beat up a little bit. We've got a lot of bumps and bruises, and a couple of guys, like you mentioned, Derek, there's a couple of guys that didn't play today, Gerard Henderson, because we're just kind of at that, we're running into a place where we're physically beat down a little bit too. That it?
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks.
All right, bud.
How y'all doing today?
We got Anthony Brown Stevens, number 5, wide receiver. Questions?
And think what was their secondary doing so effectively?
I felt like they did pretty good. We we just gotta go back and watch film, evaluate, and see the changes we can make, and hopefully make the adjustments and move forward to next week.
Coach talked about how you guys are down right now. All we've had throughout the season, how do you guys feel this?
I just think it comes with football. We're 4 weeks in. We're gonna have bumps and bruises, but it's all about our character and how we keep going.
What were you guys feeling at halftime? I think it was 23-3. Hadn't gotten much going on. How big do you feel like it was that guys didn't score on that possession in the second half to get back within 2 scores?
I felt like it was big because if we come out and score after half, it brings a lot of energy, and to get the drive started, at least help the team. If we score, we're gonna help the defense. If the defense do what they gotta do, we're gonna help the offense. So us coming out of half scoring would have brought a lot of energy.
Can you build off of you got a touchdown at the end? Can you build off of that?
Yes, sir, for sure. But that wasn't about me. That was about the team and our character and how we finished.
With conference play coming up now, how do you guys shift gears against going into American play?
I think we just got to dial in to the little details. Coach Sumrall always tells us, like, dial into the little details, be where your feet are. So really just dialing into the little details and finishing.
You guys have a ton of confidence. How tough was it during the game to take what was and how to make sure don't let it linger going through?
I feel like we shouldn't focus on this L. We don't look at losses as a loss. We just learn from our mistakes. And I feel like going into next week, we gotta come out harder, practice harder, and do what we gotta do. Thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
sir. Is it Sam's going to